All right. Thank you guys so much for coming on. I'm just going to share my screen here so you guys can see what's going on here. There we go. All right. You can see my screen, hopefully.
No.
No.
Oh, there we go. Share. There we go. Excellent. All right. Perfect. So, holy moly, congratulations on such an insane September, you guys. You totally rocked it out. September can often start a little bit slower because all the kids are going back to school and stuff like that. But what we're going to be finding with doing these virtual parties is we're not going to have such slow starts to the month because normally it'd be like, I don't want to have a cooking show, and, with the busyness of going back to school. But I just called my virtual parties back to school with Sarah, and then we just did the virtual party during that time. So I think a lot of these roadblocks that we used to have when it came to people giving us objections to do a cooking show during a busy time, we can be like, you can throw this on your plate as well. Busy people get stuff done. So we have some exciting promotions to announce. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So excited. We have, yay, Courtney's here too. Yay, thank you so much for joining us.
Sorry, bedtime.
No, it's all good. So, there we go. So we have 2 new directors. So super exciting. So Tanya Hagel on the right-hand side, she used to be a director and she actually lost her directorship last September. So she was like, September, I'm going to make you my BITCH and I'm going to do this and I'm going to redeem myself from losing it last September. So that's super, super exciting. And then, of course, Jenna, she has only been doing Pampered Chef since May 20th, which is insane. So often these promotions tend to come together in the last few days of the month. So what I always say is that, oh yeah, I'm just going to mute everybody actually.
Thank you.
Here we go. Technology is not. Someone has their TV on. Let's see. Get down here. Mute all. How do I mute people? There we go. There we go. That is gone now. Thank you. All right. So we always say that when you're working on a promotion, any type of promotion at all, so of course to be a director, it's 5 people on your team. And with this crazy kit deal, I don't know if we've ever seen a kit deal like this where they've actually discounted every single kit. Sometimes they'll make like a special kit that's discounted, or they'll discount like one kit in the past year, but we've never ever seen them do like every single one discounted like this. So I always say that it's not too bad for finding 5 people. If someone was to put a gun to your head and be like, you need to find 5 people to join your team, you could probably do that in a day. But often it's hard to find the 5 people in a day. So I'm just gonna try and mute everybody. So if you're not muted, mute yourself. There we go. Someone is watching a horror movie. I know it's October. Someone's watching a horror movie in the background. There we go. Okay. Perfect. So, all right. Check my chat here. Someone's TV is loud. Please mute. All right. So yeah, so it's you can find 5 people in a day. Often when people move to the next level in the career plan, you can literally do that in a day or a few days, but it's coming up with the $6,000 that can sometimes be tricky in the last few days of the month. So what I like to say if you're looking to move up in the career plan is to try and stack your calendar with as many bookings as you can possibly do. So a great way to start would be 4 virtual parties in a week, as we've been kind of preaching. That is really going to be a way for your success. And the reason being is if you're doing 1, you might as well do 4 because you're kind of copying and pasting from your template into the virtuals anyways. And the reason that we do 4 at a time is that 1 is probably going to be a flop. 1, well, hopefully not, but possibly. 1 might be like $200. 1 might be like $500, and 1 could be really good, like $1,000 or $1,500. But if you were only doing like 1 or 2 virtuals in a month, and those were the $0 or the $200 ones, you'd be like, these virtuals suck. So it's literally a numbers game. It's a numbers game in the people that you're asking, and it's a numbers game in the number of shows that you're doing. So remember that about 1 in 10 people will say yes. The most common response you're going to get is no response at all, or you're going to get lots of no's. I just spent an hour sending out messages and I have gotten a ton of no's, no yeses. Totally normal. I'm not a failure. Just means that tomorrow I'm going to get 10 bookings. Let's hope. So we also have some more promotions here. So team leaders, woohoo! So team leaders mean you have at least 2 people on your team and 3,000 in team sales. So super exciting. I know these girls are working on promoting to director this month, so we're working with them to do that. So super exciting. Look at Christine walking the runway at conference. Boop, boop, boop. Conference is in Chicago in August. Start saving for it now. We're going to have the best time ever. There's a reason that we're called the
It's
Fun
July.
Team.
It's July. It's not August next year.
Oh, thank you. It's July this year. That's right. I'm so excited. It's going to be so fun. And you guys are going to be able to see the home office. And when you see the home office, it's mind-blowing. We also have a few senior consultant promotions. We have Angie and also Maureen O'Lang-Huron from out east and in New Brunswick. And a senior consultant is when you have 1 team member on your team. So the way that we like to talk about this is if you have 1 person on your team, you're getting a 5% raise. When you have 2 people on your team, you're getting about a 20% raise. And when you have 5 people on your team, you're getting about a 47% raise. So what size raise are you looking for? So the more people you can get on your team, the better. That's literally how you start to make serious money in this business, is by building a team. And has nothing to do with you and like, oh, I want to move up in the career plan and make more money. It's how this business can change other people's lives. We'll talk more about that. So we had a whole bunch of people earn the blender bag for selling over $850. Holy moly. Can you find your name on there? It's on there, I promise. Look at all the people. Can you imagine Pampered Chef North America wide, how many they've had to ship out of these? Crazy. And it is such a skookum bag too. It's over your shoulder and nice and padded. Or as Courtney said today, it's a perfect for a snowbank stamp. You're so funny. Love it. So $850 this month gets you a stadium blanket. Alan is almost there. Way to go. We have some people who've already earned it. Crazy, you guys. So that's when you sell over $850. Oh, 6 bottles of wine fit in the blender bag, Alan. Nice. You would know. That's awesome. I'm actually going to use that at our trailer. So as I was mentioning before about the 4 virtuals and why we keep, preaching about them and why 4 a week is so important, and that the most common response you'll get for virtuals is no responses and to keep going. So if anybody's never done a virtual before, so put up your hand if you've never done one. That's totally fine. People out there never done a virtual, or put on the chat. Yay, Sonia, no worries. So under team sale, you'll see that there's an awesome template under events. And this is Christine is here too, yay. And it's a great template that's literally step-by-step on how to do a virtual party. So it says create a group, post this. And the biggest thing, or you can just use marketing imagery posts. But the biggest thing that you want to do with virtual parties is get your host participating. So they need to do at least 1 post a day. You could do the most magical, shiny virtual party you've ever seen with the most fantastic posts, and you would literally get 0 orders if the host doesn't participate. So I just send them 1 post. I spend the first 1 to 2 days of my virtual parties just getting participation up. So with Facebook nowadays, do you guys remember the days when you used to create a group and you would just add all the people and there'd be like 200 people in the group and you'd be selling to 200 people? Those were the days, but not anymore. Now you have to, people on Facebook have to accept an invite to a group, and they won't often even see it unless the host begins to post. So it's so important that the host posts. and that the host directly messages every guest at the end of the party saying, hey, the party is closing. Here's the link to order. So you may have seen on Team Sale, the Big Ask was a huge success. You guys went to town with that. I was so pumped with you guys screenshotting your Big Asks. And so many people came out of the woodwork or who haven't asked in a while, because we know if we're not asking, I wish that we could just put on our Facebook status like, hey, the special this month is 60% off the blender if your party is over 650. Who wants to have a party? And all of a sudden our calendars would be booked. I wish that that was the case, but unfortunately that never ever seems to work. You really do have to personally and directly ask. And the same thing goes for the business. So share the love. So we can post the kit deal all we want, and often we will with kits more so have people coming out of the woodwork kind of being like, I could use some extra money, or I could pay for Christmas cash. Whatever somebody has said to you, like I just can't afford it, or I wish I could order more, these are the people to be talking to with this discounted kit. And the easiest way to ask is you can say to people, have you ever thought about doing something like this? I thought of you right away because you love to bake. Or I thought of you right away because you love to cook. You're always posting wicked pictures of your food, or you're a foodie. Or you can think of people in your life who were laid off, or their spouse was laid off. Think of people in your life who need to make more friends, or who need to get out of the house, or a break from the kids. Those are all really good ideas. A great idea to do is to make a list of the people who you think would be great at this, and then write all those people down so that you can write beside them, contacted, no response, or yes or no. So Christy Line in New Brunswick did this. She made a list of 65 people, and that's all she focused on was writing these people down and then following up with them, and marking down her contacts with them, and she signed 11 people. Crazy. So only 5% of people are going to say yes on the first ask. So often they'll have an objection that'll be like, just not right now. It's just not the right time. And often if somebody says it's not the right time, I'll say, if this isn't the right time, then what would the right time look like? And that often gets them thinking like, oh, well, I guess this is as good as any time. Another one is, I'm so busy. There's no way I could add another thing on my plate. I hear that a lot. And I always say to people, busy people actually get stuff done. Our busiest consultants are actually our most successful consultants. So people who are busy tend to pick this up really fast and get going, hit the ground running with it. So any objections, so as soon as you send a message and you get a message back, take a screenshot and either send it to your upline or send it to me or send it whoever you want, and get a good response. Because so many times somebody who's new and starting with the business will get a response that they think is a no, and I'll be like, no, let's say this back. And then all of a sudden, this happened with Mish last week. All of a sudden I was like, send her the link to sign up. And then like 2 seconds later, it's like, you have a new consultant on your team. And Mish was like, what the hell just happened? So when you send those messages and you think you're getting a no, and then sometimes I get messages from you guys, like Jenna sent me a few, I'm like, no, that's probably a no. That they really, they can't sign up. So, but send them to us first so that we can help you with some responses. Because after doing this for quite a while, you start to be skillful in countering objections. So we will be doing lots of draws this month for sharing the love. Because like, look at these kits. Insane. $59 to start a business. You know how much it costs to get into like Beauty Counter or things like that? It's like thousands of dollars. This is insane. And in the past, an obstacle to joining Pampered Chef used to be like, oh, cooking scares me. I don't like to cook. I hate to cook. Well, now you don't need to cook with virtual parties. That's like an obstacle that's gone. So our goal for the month for our team. So the last time we came out with this $47 kit, which was great. It just had a few microwave tools, like the microwave pasta maker, a veggie strip maker, a few other tools. It was only $47, and we signed 98 people, which is crazy. Then we had another one. Oh, Trina says, I hated cooking before Pampered Chef, and now I love cooking. This is why we do what we do. Love that. I could not cook. I could not even boil an egg. And now I can really cook. So thank God for Pampered Chef. We also had a $145 kit, and that was the big kit with the quick cooker, but we've never had them discount every single level of kit. And they also don't even have to qualify to get this kit price, which is nuts. So there's no big prize when they reach their 1500, but there is because they're going to get their skillet. So when they submit $600, they're going to get an egg cooker with a mini skinny spatula. And when they submit their 1500, they're going to get an awesome skillet that they can put in the dishwasher. It has a lifetime warranty. So that's what we have to advertise to people is you're going to get a skillet is a huge gift. We don't want to be selling these kits as products. So because it's a discounted kit, you will have people that are going to, I'm just going to buy the kit and I'm not going to do anything. It is not a product. We really don't want to sell them as that. We truly want to sell, I always tell people it comes with a business license. So let's try one party. You're going to get a shopping spree and a paycheck from that party, and then we'll see where it takes you. Because it's a lot of work to get somebody up and trained and going, and you don't want to waste your time, or you don't want to have a bunch of kidnappers on your team. That's not fun. So our team goal, we've been at 98, we've been at 96, but we've never been at 100. So let's go for 100. So write down, one of my homework things for you is to write down a number of people you'd like to add to your team. And it has to be like scary. Like it has to make you like squirm and like feel like you're going to throw up. Because if your goal doesn't make you uncomfortable, it's not big enough. So I saw a lot of people posting like one on there, like, I think you could find one person. Let's up the ante a bit, guys. Let's do this bigger. Or I liked Angie. She did 4 and then like a monkey face. She was like, oh God, good. That scared you. That's a good kind of goal. And put it somewhere where you can see it all the time. So if you're looking on to promote this month, put that somewhere where you can see it every single day. So the mirror in your bathroom, or it's amazing what what I was just at exec seminar. They're huge on positive affirmations, and this has helped me a ton in my business too. So say you're struggling with bookings, instead of saying like, I cannot get a booking. No one wants to join my team. I cannot get a booking. If you keep saying that, that's what's going to happen. You're not going to be able to get a booking and no one's going to want to join your team. But we, as a leader team, really believe in manifesting that stuff. We have a saying where we say, manifest that shit. So an example in July, I was saying to Stacy, I'm like, I just need a $1,500 order to follow to the sky, and then I'll hit my numbers for July, and I won't have to work on my holiday. And boom. And so I kept talking about this for an entire week, and I was telling my husband, I just need a $1,500 order to fall from the sky. And I kid you not, a $1,500 a lady wrote me. He's like, so I have like $1,450 worth of stuff that I need to buy. I was just like, insane. So if you say to yourself over and over, bookings come to me quickly and easily. Bookings come to me quickly and easily. Everyone is going to want to join my team this month. If you say things like that to yourself, I hear people say all the time, no one wants to join my team. I can't recruit anyone. If you say those things, that's what's going to become part of your business. So you need to say, I get bookings quickly and easily. One thing I like to say to myself all the time is, I am going to have so many bookings that I'm gonna overbook, and I'm gonna pray that they're gonna cancel. So like last month, I kept saying to myself, I'm gonna have so many bookings, I'm gonna be overwhelmed, and it's gonna be like too much, and it kind of was. Now I have no bookings, and I'm starting from scratch. Not no bookings, but very few. So let's do this all together. All right. Look at me going on a rampage. So our Enrichables were just launched. So exciting. So make sure that you are subscribed for your Enrichables as well, because you make commission off those and it counts towards your sales, which is awesome. So the more that you're using them, and the number one reason people are going to buy off you is because they trust you and they like you. So if you're using it in your food all the time because you're being the snack person at your house and always making snacks for your kids, and all of a sudden you're putting pea protein in their food. I cannot believe how full my kids were today because I was sneaking pea protein in all their food today and I wasn't making 1,000 snacks. Or there's a lot of people out there who have husbands that are like meat and taters guys and they will not eat vegetables. This is a perfect opportunity to get some vegetables into their bodies. And of course, really picky eaters. A really good trick, because I had never signed up somebody for a subscription until tonight because of Stacy talking to us on our leader call. And when you're offering this to somebody, be like, yeah, it's $39 for a pack of 12 packets. Or the better deal is to get both the pea protein and the kale and fiber. It's $65 for a combo pack, so way better deal. And also, they don't have to pay shipping if you hit that subscribe button. So even if they're at a party and they're ordering enrichables, just hit subscribe and then be like, if you don't, we can totally cancel it. It's not a big deal. It's super easy to cancel, and I do not have a problem with if you cancel it. You're going to get 0 shipping. It's just a better way to put in their order so they don't get any shipping, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? So when you enter their order, hit subscribe, and then they pay no shipping on that first order, which is fantastic. So we were also talking about if you were to get 2 subscribers every single week for an entire year, and so that would be 8 in a month, and let's say that by the end of the year, you only had 25% left. So say of the 8 people, only 2 stayed on and actually kept subscribing. That would be an extra $55,000 per year for you. Isn't that insane? That's crazy to me. So that's why Pampered Chef wanted to get into this subscription business, and we're hoping they're going to do it for some of our pantry items. I need smoky barbecue on the regular. So we're going to look to see more enrichable stuff from them, but it is a really unique product. There's nothing else on the market like it that is actually tasteless. There's other green powders, but they taste awful. So we really do have a unique opportunity here. I love this image where it shows you when to add enrichables into cooking. And this is found under marketing imagery, because I didn't know that, for batters and doughs, you mix with the dry ingredients, or with pasta and rice, you add it after cooking. So this really helps me when you're going to use your enrichables about when to add them to your cooking. Ground meat, I thought I would have just added it in when it was raw. So you add it in once the meat is browned. So this is kind of a good one to include, like a little thing you can send any customers who do get some enrichables about when to add it into their cooking process. All right, the big announcement and the big thing that we're working towards as a team. So, oh boy, this was a big scary goal that literally had me not sleeping at night, pacing the floor, and making me want to vomit about on a daily basis. But now I feel like it's actually coming to a point where it's actually going to happen, and it is happening this month. So we're looking for 1 more director minimum, direct to me, but we're looking for more like 2 or 3 if possible, and then 1 more second line director. So that would be somebody underneath Trina Marthaler or Jenna Gray, or someone under this first line here. And then we have to, so all these people have to go green as a director team. And what that means is $6,000 as a team, and the director has to do 1,000 personally, and we have to do it 3 months in a row. So October, November, and December. So the best months of the year to do this. And then we are going to throw the craziest party ever, because have you guys heard Leadership is in Calgary this year, which is huge. So Leadership conference is great. Conference is amazing and so much fun, and we learn a lot and all that stuff. But Leadership is like a total step above for personal growth and personal learning. Conference is kind of awesome to get like the team excited, but Leadership is where you actually see where you could potentially go in this business, and you grow so much as a human being. So that is going to be in Calgary from January 10th to 12th. And It's going to be a big party, as you can imagine. And all you need is minimum 2 people on your team to be there. But of course, you're envision what you want to be walking across the stage at as leadership. Do you want to be walking across as a team leader, or do you want to be in your red apron as a director, all of us cheering you on? Or do you want to be an advanced director, which is developing a director on your team? So really think about and have that vision of what you want to be doing when you come to leadership in Calgary. And we could have the biggest party ever. So I'm so exciting. Yeah, Christine says leadership is amazing. It really is mind-blowing. Conference is super fun and it's great, but leadership is really where we develop the friendships and where all the inside jokes come from. No. It is going to be so fun. Yeah, bring your blender bags, Alan says. We don't drink. No, just kidding. All right. So I don't know if you guys saw on marketing imagery today, but all of the gorgeous Christmas and holiday images have come out. Oh my goodness. These are like the nicest ones I've ever seen them do. So this is just like a sample, but there's tons of beautiful images under marketing imagery. They're so pretty. They're going to look so good in all of our virtual parties. And there's also a holiday helper. So I'm going to post that on our team page, but it's a really pretty flip catalog that gives people great ideas for holiday entertaining and holiday gift giving. So it's called the Holiday Helper. So I'll post that so you guys can share that. But I always say, this is our time to make hay while the sun shines. This is absolutely our best time of year. So this is the time to work a little bit harder to get those extra bookings so that you can pay for Christmas cash and you can have that paycheck before Christmas where you don't have to put anything at all on your credit card to pay for like an unbelievable Christmas for your family or plan a trip. This is our time to do it because people come to a show and they'll buy like multiples of large items. Stacy just sold last month 3 blenders at a cooking show for Christmas gifts. Crazy. You sometimes will run into these random orders. All right. So we also have our back again cinnamon, which is really, really darn good. Who's had the cinnamon before? We used to have the cinnamon. Everybody wept when they took it away. It was so good. I just finished my last jar and I just went to go use like grocery store cinnamon and it was not as good and I was very sad. So this cinnamon is unreal. So stock up, tell your customers. And then for the vanilla, so yes, the vanilla is $50, but it's double strength. So if it asks in a recipe for you to put a teaspoon, you put half a teaspoon. And here's the line. Ready? This luxurious vanilla is the ultimate holiday splurge for your specialty baking. Right? How many people gift baked goods out there? How many people, right? So many people really, and Sarah Hooper was on our call earlier today and she said, like, in her opinion, she's a baker supreme. And for this quality, by the way, hand-picked Madagascaran. It's actually hand-picked on the island of Madagascar, brought over by donkey cart. And then they actually have to hand pollinate the vanilla flowers. I'm not even making any of this up. That's why it costs so much, but it is so good. So because it's so fantastic and potent, it has an alcohol content, and therefore it's not allowed to be sold. It can't go across the border to Northwest Territories, none of it, or Alaska, just an FYI. So we do have a lot of people that customers there, so they would not be able to get the vanilla, but it is the alt. So doesn't that make you excited? Like, yes, repeat sales. So yes, repeat the sales line. So this is the ultimate luxurious splurge for your Christmas baking. Let me just on a call. So it is a bit of a splurge, but if you're gifting, okay, go see Daddy. Mommy's on a call. If you're gifting some awesome baked goods, this is definitely the vanilla for you. And it makes such a difference having good vanilla in your baking. Oh yeah, so they just announced as well with any blender purchase, so whether that be the host or somebody purchasing a blender, they get 2 enrichable packs in with their blender, which is awesome. Brenda said, yes, Madagascar had their vanilla crops wiped out and they have to reestablish their crops. So that's why Costco vanilla went from like 20 bucks a bottle to 40 or 50 bucks a bottle as well. So that's why. And they do actually have to like hand pollinate everything. Another great way to advertise enrichables is to include an enrichable in your host package. And then give your host the challenge, hey, I want you to add this into your food, see if your kids notice, do a post about it. And if they do, then like give them a little gift or something, add something onto their host order. So that's a great way to get your host involved and excited about enrichables as well. And just send them out via mail to anybody who's interested. Be like, let me send you a sample. We can get 50 kaolin fiber and 50 pea protein for $100. Is that right, Courtney? That's like dirt cheap. That sounds too cheap. It's like a massive sample bag that we can get once and then send out a packet here and there. I'm going to confirm that exact price for the massive sample. Enrichables. I thought maybe Courtney might know about that. She's my details girl. Or maybe Jenna. All right, let's see what else we got here. So action items. So how many shows or how much sales do you want in October? And then how many team members are you looking? How many lives are you going to change this Christmas? Or who are you going to help pay for Christmas cash? Minimum 4 virtual parties a week. And then where do you want to go in the career plan? Where are you going to be walking across the stage in Calgary at leadership with all of us cheering you on, with all the fun things to do with that as well? And do you have a date that you would like to promote by? So where do you see yourself on December 31st or at our leadership conference? We've been talking a lot about like, you're sitting there on New Year's Eve. Who are you with? What are you drinking? And what are you celebrating? What are you like, wow, I can't believe that I did that in the past 90 days. That's insane. Brenda asks, can the host use one of her half price items for enrichables? Yes, you can. So that would work. You'll see she can use either an individual pack or both packs and then just click it off as a half price item. And then I would put underneath there, subscribe, and then she can always cancel it. But I think that after I did it for the first time tonight, I'm like, oh, everybody should just click subscribe. And then, because I was kind of scared to do that, I've never sold subscription stuff, but it's so easy for them to cancel. That's what they spent a lot of time working on. And they get notification of the next shipment and stuff like that. And it's free shipping when they're subscribing anyways. All right, we have about 3 minutes left for questions or comments or excitement. Questions? Questions, comments? Oh, Kelly's here. Yay! I didn't even see that. Hi, Kelly. Congrats on your awesome month. Kelly's super close to director. Can you hear me, Kelly? Smile. There you are. I think I got a question on chat. Oh, fuck. Yes. Oh, she's my fresh one. I was supposed to have Jenna talk about promoting and her. So that's perfect. So we have some minutes here to hear from Jenna talk. Thanks. Thank you, Jenna. If you could please talk, that would be awesome.
Now that I'm all red, I'll make it quicker than I originally had planned. But as Andrea said, hopefully everyone can hear me. I started back in May, and I literally signed up the day I finished my mat leave and returned back to work the following week. So I went from being at home with my 2 kids to going back to work, starting a new job, and starting day home and daycare and everything. I did it just to make some extra money to help dig us out of the hole from mat leave and things like that. And I guess I really started to think about promoting and getting to director and stuff with my first call with you, Andrea, when you talked about the fast track to director. I came from a construction business. I always want to move up in the company. So I really liked that. And I was really happy because I signed my first person in the first week. And then I hit a rut and got no after no after no after no. And then I went to national conference after being a consultant for only 2 months and saw all the directors, saw all the people, directors and above, and said, I want to be one of them and I can be one of them. And so I tried, and I use that loosely, in August to try and promote to director, but didn't really put a lot of effort in until the last week or so and realized that even if I recruited people, I wouldn't have the numbers. So I shifted my focus from August to September and created a plan. And I wrote down that I was going to be a director in September, and I wrote down on a whiteboard and wrote down every day. I changed the numbers that I submitted myself, what my team submitted, and then all my recruits. And so I wrote down the plan, I looked at it every day, and I decided that I needed to know what I was going to do today, what I was going to do tomorrow, and cross it off each day. I used the new things that we had, which were the 4+1 contacts, 25 every week, 25 two-way conversations.